What's up, YouTube? Just got done with work. Lifted up my truck to do an inspection and found out that I have an axle seal leaking on it. So there's where it's leaking. It's not leaking too bad, but bad enough that I wanna replace it. I don't want to leave that like that. So called downtown. I can get one. This is what I'm going to show you how to do now. I'll show you how to get that started. So step number one, I guess for me, since I have a lift in mine, it's going to be a little bit easier for me than it is for you guys, but you guys would have to remove your tire. So I am going to try that I don't have to do that, because I should be able to just loosen up all these bolts here, and I should be able to pull this spacer out for my lift. Now when you don't have your lift, you won't have this spacer right here in it, and without this spacer in it, you will have to remove the tire, because you will have to remove the axle nut that is going to be right here. But after you do that, you're gonna have to remove all these bolts and split this in half. There's a little clip in here that you gotta pull out before you can get the shaft to come out. So let's get started with that. You gotta get a tool to get those off. Stock ones come with a 15 right here, and there will be 6 of them, 15 millimeter. Mine are Allen's for the aftermarket. Now you're going to see me using air tools. I use the air tools just because I get that benefit for being at work, just like I get the benefit of putting it up on a hoist. You can do this job in your yard, in your garage, your driveway, whatever. Jack stands and a jack. You can use hand tools. This stuff isn't that tight. It's not that hard to do. So let's get started. Okay, just like that, I was able to wiggle it past. Next step, so you gotta unplug this. And then right up top here, see where my hand is? You can't really see it. Right there, there's a little clip. Take a little screwdriver, pop the clip off, get that out of here. Now, I have a lift block right here to drop my differential. A stock one will not have this. Okay, so alright guys, so we're going to remove these 19 millimeters here. Alright guys, so I got those out. Now, on a stock one, these bolts will not come all the way out. These bolts that are up here, these bolts that are right there on both sides, the studs will stay. Just the nuts will come off. And the diff will drop. As you can see here, my diff did not drop down. It will not come out, but it should drop down a couple inches. Mine did not because of the lift here. It's supported by a lot more. Mine's supported there. Factory ones are supported here, where you see I have that all cut off. That's where the stock, that should be right here. But this here is now dropped down. Mine is definitely supported a lot sturdier. It does not just next we will get a drain pan. Position that under. When you split this case right here with these 5 bolts, oil is going to drain, so you're going to want a pan to catch that. These here are 15 millimeter. Alright guys, so now when you get this off, this will not just fall straight down. It is held inside this casing. Alright guys, I'm going to try not to touch the camera here too awful much. But this washer, you got to make sure that you keep inside. That washer goes right in there against here, just like this, in that center. It's going to most likely stay up there because of the gear oil is going to hold it tight. So this is what goes on the end of the shaft, just like that. And there's this spring You got to make sure that you keep this spring intact. Alright guys, so when you're this far, pull your spring off, just like this, here. Pull that little washer off that I was telling you about. Now when you pull this off, this here is all going to come out in one, just like this. You got to make sure you keep all this back so it all goes back in the same way. This comes apart. So fork has to go around here, and this has to line back up on that shaft inside these center splines. Okay? And this spring just goes in here. You don't have to take the spring off. I do, so it don't get lost. So then, lay everything out. Alright, it's going to be hard for you guys to see. I'll show you once I get it apart. Right down in here, there is a couple washers. There is a little clip. That clip goes around here. There's a little clip. Clip goes around here. It's kind of hard to see, but I'll show you once I get it out. I usually try to use a pick to get it out. Once you get it popped loose, you'll see it's right here, and all you have to do then is slide it straight up and off. It's just in a little groove. You can't pull it off, you gotta slide it upwards to get it off. So you pull it off. Then next, you have this one washer here. Then this washer here. The one with the little ears sticking out of them, that goes down. Then, with a little persuasion, it'll come out just like that. So then, you have your axle and your tube. Okay guys, this here is the end. That's the axle seal that we're going to replace right here. So, There is special pullers to get this out. I know most of you won't have it, so I will do it the way that you guys will end up having to do it at home. Take a flat-bladed screwdriver. Stick it in at an angle and lightly work it all the way around. Alright guys, so I got it out, and I ended up having to rip mine doing it with that. They make a puller for this. The job's a lot easier with it, but this way works. You just gotta be careful so you don't gouge up this edge right here. So, but it's out. I will show you the new one. Alright guys, so I work at a GM dealer, so I bought a GM part. That is the GM part number. So, now when you install these seals, make sure you read them. I don't know if I'm going to get the camera on it, but nope, it won't focus on it. Right here says air side. This side says nothing. You need to make sure that air side is what is out. So it will go in like this. If you put it in like this, it's going to leak right away again. So we'll put that in. Be careful to make sure that you do it straight, not crooked. And it'll sit flat. Axle seal. Now, once you got that in, we clean off this end where the bearing and the seal sit. Just like that. It's all cleaned off. Now, we had this part down, so we need to clean this end off now. You don't want any debris in here. Now once you get that off, slide this over top of it, and then push it on. Alright, now the one with the ears on it, that one goes first. Make sure that you get it to line up in these grooves right here. Both sides. Center out your axle. Then clean off the thick washer. Now the thick washer goes on. Then put on your clip. Alright everyone, now same way you took it off, fork needs to go in the groove and it needs to slide on just like that. Then your spring, clean anything off your washer. Then put your washer back on. Now you're ready for it to go in the truck. Alright, so make sure that you have everything, your spring, everything else in place. Hold your spring in your washer and tip it up in place and just kind of wiggle it. Till it clips in. Then let's put the bolts back in. Alright everyone, now that that's done, you take this cord, wrap it around, get it put in your clips, plug it in, and there's that. Now you put these bolts back in. Now finally, just put your axle back in. Yours will go a lot easier than mine because you'll have it all pulled apart. Your bolts will be a lot shorter than this too. Now when you tighten these up, tighten them up in a pattern. Don't just crank them. Just to kind of keep your axle straight.
This your truck again?
Yep.
What are you doing to it now?
Putting an axle seal in.
Oh. Oh. Did you just break one loose or did it dry out?
It started leaking on me.
This is a beast of a truck.
Thanks. Didn't look like this when you guys sold it to me.
No, I don't remember it looking like this. That's exactly right. Nice.
Believe it or not, the wife actually okayed it. I didn't have to do it and ask for forgiveness. She asked me, when are you going to lift this one?
Really?
Perfect.
That's, oh, no, as a matter of fact.
I was actually just thinking about that today.
Exactly. I was just thinking about that.
All right, guys, once they're all in, then you tighten them up and just make sure they're all tight after you get them started, just to keep your axle tipped so it's tipped flat against it. You don't want to tighten it up crooked and then use your top one to straighten it out. You want to have it go straight and then tighten them down. Alright guys, last step before we're done is take a 15mm socket or wrench if you don't have this massive skid plate on it. Take the top bolt, crack it loose. Take that out, leave your bottom one in. Bottom one will be your drain. The top one will be your fill. You fill it up full of fluid until it starts coming out. And when it starts coming out, put your cap on. And tighten your plug. Now after you drive for a while, you don't have to, but you should recheck the level. I'm just spraying it off now with some brake clean because I don't like leaving that mess. Same with this axle. Spray all that off. Guys, so that's all it is to doing that process. It's not a hard job to do. Super easy. Like I said, you can do it in your garage with just basic hand tools. You don't need special tools. I used the impact just because it was quicker, it was faster, I guess, so you didn't have to do them all by hand. But you can do them all by hand. You do not have to use that. So if you guys have any repairs that you would like a video on, if I can see if I can find one through work or something, just comment below and see if I can help you out with one of those, or at least guide you in the right direction so it'd be easier for you to do it. Other than that, please subscribe and please like, and there should be more coming. I still got to put those ghost lights in my doors. That was actually the plan tonight, was to do those, but ended up finding this leak, and that was a little more important to me than the ghost lights were. So got that leak taken care of now. So thank you guys very much, appreciate it. Like I said, please subscribe. Thanks.